Hello and welcome back to All Elite Spotlight. I am TNT, your host, and we are on the verge of yet another blockbuster AEW Dynamite episode. And yes, it's definitely stacked, to say the least. I know there's at least one match that we're all looking forward to, that being PAC versus Will Ospreay. But before we get into that, we do have a big contract signing for AEW Dynasty, April 12th, and that is for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. We've got the champion MJF set to defend against number one contender Kenny Omega. And so we have the contract signing between these two set for Dynamite. And of course, MJF had to throw in a stipulation, and that one being there can be no physicality or the match is off. So I would imagine typical MJF fashion here, him to do his best to say throw out his barbs and try to get under Kenny's skin and try to get him riled up. I'm sure he has a plan. I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't know, maybe Ricochet gets involved. I know there is a match involving Kenny and Ricochet for this same night here on Dynamite, but I don't know. I'm not sure. MJF has been throwing out briefcases full of money to get people out of his way. So most recently, MJF did pay off Don Callis to go ahead and get Darby Allin out of his way, and Darby ended up facing Roosh. Big matchup there, but he got attacked afterwards, getting the Dunkzilla pile driver on the stage. So what will MJF have in store for Kenny Omega here? Just because neither of them can get physical doesn't mean that someone that MJF has paid can't get physical with Kenny. Now, Kenny did mention last week that he feels like he's not going to fall for any of JF's shenanigans, any of his tricks. We'll see. We'll see how prepared he is on Dynamite this Wednesday. I'm sure it's going to be exciting. MJF, he's must-see TV. He's going to say what he has to say, and I'm sure there will be some physicality, maybe not between the two of them, but definitely involving them. From there, we do have Kenny Omega in an actual match. He's going to be teaming up with Jack Perry and Brody King, and they're going up against The Demand. So, Gates of Agony and Ricochet, former national champion against current national champion Jack Perry. So I don't know if this will lead into a further story between Ricochet and Jack Perry, maybe to see if he can get his rematch. With that in mind, could The Demand pull out a victory here? Definitely a possibility. Would you imagine that Kenny Omega will have a loss even in a trios match as they get closer to Dynasty? Again, definitely a possibility. Can MJF involve himself or someone on his behalf, someone he's paid off, again, to insert themselves in this match to cost Kenny? Definitely, again, a possibility. So, The Demand, they're a good faction. They're a good team. I like them together. Ricochet, I'm not going to be mad if he gets some shine on Wednesday. And this is definitely, I think, a winnable match for The Demand. Now, Kenny Omega did lay out the challenge, but, there's people there that can take the loss, namely Jack Perry and Brody King. And I'd rather not see Brody take the loss. He's already trying to, or in need of building himself back up since his loss to Swerve Strickland. I think my pick on this one, I'm going to lean towards The Demand and getting some momentum for Ricochet and his group to have a spot on Dynasty. Hopefully not just the pre-show, but on the main actual Dynasty proper show. We also have another trios match, this one in the women's division. This match was made during Collision. So we have Mina teaming up with the Brawling Birds. they want to go up against the Triangle of Madness. So Mina Shirakawa, upset with what's been going on with Tony, wants to find out who's one that's behind it all. And Thekla came out this past Collision. If you watched my review video, you know the story. Thekla being totally disrespectful of Tony, calling her a dead corpse, and Mina having enough. The Brawling Birds not being happy with how Thekla took advantage of Mina Shirakawa in their matchup using the brass knuckles to win. And so Brawling Birds spoiling for a fight, as you could expect. That's been their MO. And Mina Shirakawa ready for a fight and for some vengeance against Thekla. So challenge made on Collision and challenge accepted. And here we are for Dynamite. This is going to be a fun match as well. Biggest challenge for the Brawling Birds yet. They'll be going up against a stiff team there with the Sisters of Sin and AEW Women's World Champion Thekla, Triangle of Madness. My pick to win that match, I think the Brawling Birds, their luck runs out here. Thekla has been on quite the run, and I know the Sisters of Sin are technically the weak link of that team, which is a little bit insane to me since it's really their team and Tekla's the one that came in. But Thekla is the champion. She's the focal point now. So I would say the Brawling Birds and Mina have a chance, right? They do. Mina is looking for payback, but people aren't really getting payback. Like I said, Sisters of Sin would be the weak link here in this match, but I'm still going to pick the Triangle of Madness here to find a way to eke out a win one way or the other. I wouldn't expect it to be straight up. I'm sure there's going to be some opportunity for cheating, and I would expect cheating to occur. But, there could be a surprise here. I could be wrong. I could see myself being wrong on my pick here, but I am going with the champion and her squad. Maybe we'll see someone get involved. I don't know. Maybe a reappearance by Tony Storm. I'm not really banking on that one. But maybe Chris Statlander shows up and makes an appearance. Who knows? And if she does, whose side would she be on? Or is she, going to be feeling a certain way, going to the dark side? Who knows? But we shall see. There's some interesting things that can happen in that story. But my official pick for right now, I'm going Triangle of Madness on this one. And that leads us up to what may or may not be the main event. Definitely the main event match, I would imagine. Although it could start the show, because AEW does like to start things hot and fast. So we have PAC versus Will Ospreay. So this will be Will Ospreay's second match since being back. His first match was against Blake Christian, who kind of took him to the limit last Dynamite. I mean, I don't want to say to the limit, but he definitely had Will Ospreay putting in some work. He was, Will Ospreay, that is, was taking some damage, taking some bumps, taking some maneuvers. I figured there would have been some give and take there because Blake Christian is really good. I'm happy to hear that he's all elite. But I did not expect it to be that much of a drawn out match for Will Ospreay to have to put in that much work. And this match is going to be a whole other level, right? A whole different tier. These two have faced each other before for titles, I believe at All Out, back when Will Ospreay was the international champion. And that match, if memory serves, was pretty darn good. And I would imagine this to be insane as well. And this is quite the tune-up match or warm-up match, if you want to call it that, for Will Ospreay, who's coming off neck surgery. Happy to see him back. Happy he's going full throttle. I want him to take care of himself and make it to Dynasty healthy and feeling well. This match will definitely test him and what he is capable of. It will help push him, and it, if things work out, will give him the confidence to know that he can do what he needs to do against Jon Moxley at Dynasty. So definitely looking forward to this match. It's going to be special. Pac's one of my favorite wrestlers, has been for a long time. Love his intensity, love his in-ring work, love his technical skills, his explosiveness, just the persona, the character, the whole package. Will Ospreay, I don't have to go into why he's who he is and why he's great. So just know, we all know this is going to be a great match, and we're expecting great things. I just want health for everybody and to enjoy it. So we're all going to enjoy it. Who's going to win? I think we can all safely say Will Ospreay is going to do what he needs to do and move on for the victory. Now, will he suffer at the hands of Pac after the match? It's possible. Pac's definitely been known to go off the deep end after a match, whether he wins or loses. And so I expect a certain degree of brutality. We'll see what happens after the match, if anything at all. But definitely looking forward to this Dynamite. I'm sure we all are, and I'm sure we'll all be thoroughly entertained. It's going to be a great night of action. That'll do it for today. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for all who've subscribed. If you haven't, please do. Also like, share, comment, all that good stuff. But until then, have yourselves a great rest of your day or night whenever you're watching this. We'll talk to you soon, and take care.